powerful bill. The bill is a sweeping tax and spending package that includes extended tax cuts, increased debt ceiling, and changes to federal benefits, aiming to fulfill key promises of the Trump administration. But Musk, who heads the Department of Government Efficiency, expressed disappointment over the bill's massive spending, which he says will increase the budget deficit. He argued it undermines DOGE's efforts to cut wasteful government spending. The bill, which includes tax cuts, is projected to add $3 trillion to federal deficits over the next decade. Elon Musk, who is a close ally of Trump, previously helped save $175 billion, but now plans to focus on his businesses amid growing controversy over the bill. French President Emmanuel Macron is in Jakarta for talks with Indonesia's new President Prabowo Subianto, keeping trade, defense, and mineral cooperation at the top of the agenda. Indonesia is Paris's biggest arms customer in the region. A key focus will be follow-up in the $8 billion Rafale fighter jet deal and submarine agreements signed under Prabowo's tenure as defense minister. 6 Rafales are expected to arrive in 2026. Macron is also pushing to secure more nickel output for French companies, with Eramet seeking mining permits at Veda Bay. The visit comes amid global trade uncertainty as Macron promotes France as a balancing power between the US and China. He'll next travel to Yogyakarta, then Singapore, to wrap up his Southeast Asia tour. An Indian all-party delegation has arrived in Athens, Greece, highlighting India's firm commitment to counter terrorism. Prior to Greece, this group visited Slovenia and Russia, conducting extensive discussions to update key stakeholders on Operation Sindoor. They will next head to Spain and Romania as part of their ongoing diplomatic outreach. Another all-party parliamentary delegation was warmly received by the Indian ambassador upon arrival in Panama. The delegation was in Panama to convey India's firm message of zero tolerance for terrorism. Panama strongly condemned the recent terrorist attack in Pahalgam, ending its deepest condolences to the victims, the injured, and their families. Panama further expressed solidarity with India in this tragic loss and in the ongoing fight against terrorism. Before arriving in Panama, the delegation visited the United States and Guyana, and they will next travel to Brazil and Colombia as part of their diplomatic mission. Meanwhile, Indonesia, the world's largest Muslim-majority nation, has signaled willingness to recognize Israel, but only if a Palestinian state is granted full independence. Prabowo stressed that Indonesia stands firm on its support for Palestinian statehood, but said diplomatic relations with Israel could follow if Tel Aviv takes steps towards a two-state solution. Let's listen in to the Indonesian president's comments.
Indonesia sudah menyampaikan begitu negara Palestina diakui oleh Israel, Indonesia siap untuk mengakui Israel dan kita siap untuk membuka hubungan diplomatik dengan Israel.
French President Emmanuel Macron called for two states and mutual recognition between Israel and the Palestinians as he held the talks with the Indonesian president. Let's listen in.
Et je veux le dire ici, la France ne connaît pas le double standard. C'est pourquoi nous avons condamné les attaques terroristes conduites par le Hamas le 7 octobre 2023, reconnu le droit d'Israël à se défendre, mais nous avons aussi, dès le mois d'octobre 2023, demandé un cessez-le-feu, organisé dès novembre 2023 la première conférence humanitaire pour Gaza, et sans relâche œuvré pour que la paix puisse revenir, l'aide humanitaire s'installer. Et c'est pourquoi nous sommes aussi mobilisés pour retrouver un processus qui pourra nous conduire à deux États, à une reconnaissance mutuelle et à une paix durable.
Sean Combs' former assistant Capricorn Clark took the stand in the rapper's high-profile sex trafficking trial. Clark testified that Combs viciously assaulted his longtime partner, Cassie Ventura, following her relationship with rapper Kid Cudi. She further claimed that Combs threatened to kill her, Ventura and Cudi, stating, "We are going to kill Cudi," during a confrontation at his home in 2011. Clark testified that she was forced at gunpoint to accompany Combs to Cudi's residence, and in fear for her safety, she called Cassie to warn her. She also recalled being subjected to multiple lie detector tests and what she describes as harsh, degrading treatments while employed by Combs. Meanwhile, Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges. The trial continues with additional witnesses expected to testify in the coming days. Well, that's all we have time for. We will continue to bring more news updates from around the world.